Welcome to the Monday Morning Business Boost, brought to you by Monroe County Radio and Tino Amaya State Farm Insurance Agency. On today's show, we're going to be talking to Deb Staelgraeve of Debs Floral Design and Event Specialist. I'm really looking forward to this. Deb has been a staple in our community for forever. And now she's really been doing some great things with the downtown businesses. And so I'm really looking forward to talking to her about her business, how she got started, but more importantly, how she's had to switch gears during the COVID crisis. And then later on, we're going to be speaking once again with our social media specialist, Leandra Osborne. She's going to come on and we're going to expand on the conversation we had last week where she talked about kind of having a tiered approach to social media marketing. She gave 3 specific things that you could be doing right away that may impact, your business and your social media presence. And so we're going to expand on that conversation and kind of dig just a little bit deeper. So I want to thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to continuing to grow and help businesses here in Monroe County. So stay tuned. When we come back, Deb Staelgraeve and then Leandra Osborne. Hey guys, quick shameless plug. This is the one commercial that I'm going to be doing for this show. Today I'd like to showcase Toledo's best marketing. So if you've been to my Facebook page over at Amaya's Fresh Mexican Grill, if you've liked our page, you see some of the content that's on there. 90% of the content that's put out on our social media page, really the 2 superstars that are handling our page for us, Mike and Mary Millenbach from Toledo's Best Marketing. They are the creators of most of the memes, almost all the memes. They give me a little bit of leeway so that I can be a little bit organic with some of the videos and things like that we post, but Mike and Mary do just an absolute super job. So I'm going to tell you, if you're a business owner out there, and like we discussed this last week, if you've dipped your toe in the water of social media marketing, but you haven't really committed to putting together a campaign, you really haven't committed to having a true posting cadence, you really don't understand, or maybe you just don't have the time, okay? And honestly, as business owners, oftentimes that's what it is. We just don't have the time, even on a Sunday night, to sit down and worry about a posting cadence or what posts we're going to have coming out throughout the week. Hire somebody. Whether it be within your organization, maybe a young, talented person that you have on staff or on part of your team that is very good with social media, that you can entrust with giving some controls to your social media, your Facebook page, your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever platform you're utilizing. And you feel like you can trust them and they're going to put out great content and the copy is going to be good and the spelling and everything's going to be perfect, then absolutely hand it off. But if you don't feel like you have that person, or if you want a professional that's going to come in, do a top-down evaluation, look at the analytics of what your target audience might be, create targeted campaigns to help grow your business, create memes that kind of fit with the core of who your business is, then you need a professional. Those professionals for us are Mike and Mary Millenbach at Toledo's Best Marketing. So give them a shout, and I'm sure that they can help boost your business. Welcome to the show. And so here's what I do with everyone. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Did you grow up in Monroe? Which I know the answer to that, but maybe some people don't. But did you grow up in Monroe? How long have you been in the business? And why did you choose your the current business that you're in?
Well, okay, I grew up in Monroe, born and raised here. My family started North Monroe Greenhouse in 1939. We had 11 greenhouses on 13 acres. We grew almost all the plants that we ever sold. Tomatoes, cucumbers, corn, everything. We grew everything that we sold. We did hanging baskets. We did pots, everything. And so I grew up in there. When I was 5 years old, I was transplanting with my grandfather, my great-grandfather. Okay.
Wow.
When I was 8 years old, I was making corsages with my grandmother. Now, my grandparents had 4 boys. So when I came along, I was the only girl. The first grandchild, I'm a girl, and my grandma loved it. So I was with her all the time. So she taught me, you know, how to make corsages. She taught me how to make bows. She taught me how to make arrangements, everything.
Wow.
So, yeah, and so we sold the greenhouse in 2007.
Okay.
And I opened up in 2008. And as most people know, the greenhouse burnt down in 2011.
Yep, I remember.
Right, and we did not own it at that point, at that time. So,
Wow.
so that's my life.
And now when you opened in 2008, I mean, that was just before the first, let's call it market readjustment.
Right, right.
And so how, I guess, you know, how did that affect your business at that time?
Well, I'll tell you, my very first shop was down here at the junction of Telegraph and Monroe Street where it meets. There's a car driving place now.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. I grew out of that in 6 months.
Wow.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And we just been, you know, I just do what I know. You know, I do a lot in plants, a lot in fresh flowers. You know, I do what I know.
Right,
So,
right. But now, okay, so you guys had 13 greenhouses. When did you guys stop growing your own plants and things like that? When did that transition happen?
We never really stopped growing.
Okay.
Because we always grew something, okay? In the years ago, we grew our own Easter lilies. We grew our own poinsettias. It was an amazing thing, and I wish I'm having this picture redone, and it shows the whole picture of the greenhouse. It's really cool. And but up until we sold, we actually grew a lot of what we sold.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, it was a big operation.
Yeah. Well, so, but what made you guys decide? Why didn't, like, you just didn't want to take that part of the business over, or?
Okay, I work 7 days a week now. My dad and my uncles wanted to retire. You know,
Okay.
they wanted to get out, and that was way too much for me to do. You know.
Yeah.
So it was easier just to kind of go out and start fresh.
Okay. So now, when we were texting earlier, you said you had to go pick up flowers.
Right.
So, like, where do you get, like, did you partner up with local growers around us now, and that's where you get your flowers from, or where does somebody get flowers?
Well, there's several warehouses around the state of Michigan. Okay.
Okay.
And you can have them shipped in which I do some, but I'm so small business, and you know that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm big on that. And the places that I buy from, they are owned by families that live, you know, I mean, they're north of here, but they still are small business owners in the state of Michigan.
Yep.
And so I tend to go to those places that, you know, that are family owned.
Yeah.
That, you know, work together. And
so trust me, I know what you mean. It means a lot when you know where your supply chain is at and who you're getting it from and that sort of thing.
Exactly.
So let me ask you this. So this is about the time when you would be ramping up for spring, for, you know, of course, we're going to talk about Mother's Day and that sort of thing.
Right.
But COVID-19 hits. How do you switch gears with inventory, with everything else that you maybe already had planned or in the works?
Well, it was ugly. It was an ugly minute. Okay. But I'm pretty resourceful. So I was able to find flowers. during this whole time because I did lock my doors, okay? But I belong to the Michigan Funeral Directors Association, so, you know, we need to do funerals. And so I was doing a lot of funeral flowers also. But I was also sending flowers to people's homes, no contact, you know. And at that time, because you had Easter in there, people, they needed to send something, you know, because it's so important that to say, hey, you know, we're still here. We love you. You know, how you doing? And so I was able to locate flowers, and I just kept doing that because to me, it was so important.
Right.
That it comes down to you know, kind of like a mental health issue that people, you know, they want to be able to send flowers to send their love because they couldn't give them an Easter basket or anything, you know. And to me, it was just so important. And
Yeah.
I was willing to take the risk and get in trouble.
Well, you know, earlier I had a social media specialist on, Leandra Osborne,
Right.
and she and I were talking, and of course, you know, we were talking about you and your business, and she said, you know what? She made a statement that flowers just make you feel good. She
They
goes, you
do.
know, when you get flowers, she goes, I mean, they just make you feel good. I don't care who you are. She said it's a, you know, she goes, and I hate to say it this way, but it's an easy gift. You know, if you're bad at giving gifts, you can never be bad about buying somebody flowers
No.
and sending flowers as a gift. And I said, well, you know what? I am horrible at giving gifts. Just ask my wife. She'll tell you, because I always send flowers. That's my go-to gift, flowers.
There you go. There you go.
So let me ask you this now. With COVID, have you seen an increase then in business, or has it been pretty flat?
Well, the only thing that you know, I'm not allowed to let anybody in the door, which, you know, we will go with that. But people they like the internet. So they get on the internet, and I've received flowers from, you know, there's a lot of order gatherers out there. I get a lot of orders from them, and that's not necessarily the best thing, you know. It should be more, you should use your local florist, okay?
Okay. Now,
But
wait, let me stop you right there. What do you mean? Because you said that a couple weeks ago on Greg Moore's show.
yeah.
What do you mean by that when you say call you directly instead of using the online portal?
Well, we'll use some examples. For instance, if you were sending out $100 arrangement, okay, there's fees in that they have added on to there, or they have them whether they tell you up front or they take them out. There's still fees.
Okay.
So when you pay that $100, I may only get that order for $60.
Oh, wow.
Then we only get paid about 60% of that order, because those are the things that they do, because they'll say, well, there's no fee, but there really is, because that's how they make their money.
Gotcha. And so they take it out on the back end from you.
Right. And the bottom line is then it's not, you know, we're not getting paid that money, you know, that whole money. And that's why I'm saying, you know, I have a website. I have 2 websites, you know.
Yep.
Use them. And what it is you've really got to scroll past all the stuff when you Google it, because there's a lot of paid ads that they can afford to buy. You know, they have millions of dollars they spend. So you really got to look for a local florist.
Okay.
That's
you know
an
what?
important
That's great to know, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm that guy. You know, I just jump on, I Google flowers, and I know you've delivered some flowers to my house before, and you know, and I just, you know, I don't think about those things. I honestly have never ever. I didn't know that. You know, I just didn't know it. So what a great thing to know now.
Right. And a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of people that don't, you know, and I do those orders as if they were my own. Okay. One thing is, and I like to tell this, is because when you go online and you see the flowers that they got there, if I made them to what they say to make them, I'd be out of business. Because most of those arrangements on there are one-sided. and they leave those flowers set for days so that they all open up nice and pretty. Well, flowers don't come in that way, you know. They come in closed up, and because you want them to have them for a few days, you know.
Right.
So I mean, there's a lot more things to, you know, to that.
Right. No, but that's, you know what, that's great information, because I think now one thing that Leandra and I even talked about with your Facebook page is, you know, she mentioned, you know, gosh, you know, I wish she had like a buy now option or a pay now option, you know, right here on the Facebook page. And she said there's a way to set that up. I'm not smart enough to do that.
You know what? If there is, I would love to have her come and help me do that, because I would like to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be working, and I don't know how to do this either, but you know me, I'm going to wing it. Like a virtual web or sales thing, you know?
Yes.
So
you know what? I will tell her to reach out to you, because that was something else that she talked about earlier. And when you see her segment, a lot of what you're saying is going to be like right up her alley. And what she was saying, like, man, I would love to see her do almost like but she said, you know, what I would love to see her do is just that, a virtual tour of the shop, and maybe even do like a virtual tour of some arrangements, and then have a paid option. So if somebody sees something they like, they can almost pay for it right now, right then, and you get that order directly.
Right. That would be great. And like I said, I don't know how to do it, you know. My plan for this next week was to, you know, you'll all be seeing my, you know, lovely face here on Facebook. But no, I do all my Facebook things myself, every single one of them.
Okay, so now this is the part where I start asking about the marketing source and kind of like what your marketing plan is. What made you decide to start doing the videos? Because I shared with you, my wife and I love, I mean, now you've gotten better. You don't go, well, I don't know how to turn this thing around, so I'm just going to do this. You know, you're not doing that anymore. But
I really am doing that, because I'm not doing a Facebook Live. I'm videoing it. Okay. And I cannot get that button to turn around. Okay. Probably if I did a Facebook Live, it would do that, but I can't get it to do that. I did, you know, I have a friend, Michelle. Okay. And she likes to do these Facebook Live things. And I thought, you know, why can't I do that? So when I first started, it was kind of shaky ground, you know, but I'm better at it.
You've gotten very good at it. And I don't know if you realize this or not, but, you know, in 2018, Facebook made a huge algorithm shift. And so now the people that are just doing like text like if they're just doing texting for their content, it gets buried. Facebook doesn't even push it out.
I know.
If you're doing imagery and if you're doing videos, Facebook puts that at the top of everyone's feed. And so whether you realize it or not, you're always at the top of my feed whenever you do a video, because I've liked your page. So as soon as you know, post a video, as soon as I open my Facebook, it's one of the first things I see, you know, and it's like, oh, wow, she did a video. Okay. You know, and I'll sit there and I'll watch it, you know, and I like them and stuff like that. But I don't know if you realize that or not, because I'm going, wow, like she's ahead of the curve here. Like, how did she get to, you know, kind of get to know to do all this?
I didn't, but what I do notice on there is I have almost 5,500 people on my Deb's Floral page. I have 3,400 and some people on my own personal page. So when I run just a natural Facebook thing where I put pictures on there, there's only maybe 300 people that see that.
Right.
And I don't like that, you know.
Yeah.
That bothers me that's like that. So I figured mostly during holidays I have to do live.
Right. Well, you know, and one other thing that might help with the pictures, and this is something we did early on when we were first starting, when we first moved up here to Monroe. I don't really do very many campaigns anymore. But if you really want those pictures to get out there, you know, running a campaign, you know, 10% off if you share this, or, you know, do like, and Eureka Eatery is fantastic at doing this. Share this with 5 friends. I'm picking somebody at random at 8:00 tonight and get 20% off your next order, you know, and so you only have to do that one time. And man, you'd be amazed at how many times that gets shared. And because of the Facebook algorithm, once it gets shared, so many more people will get to see it.
Well, I'll quickly tell you a story here. Yeah, we missed opening day for the Detroit Tigers this year.
Yeah.
The very first year that I did it was probably 6-7 years ago, and I was giving away this baseball with the Detroit Tigers color in it. 100,000 people saw that picture, and it got shared. So naturally, I had to give more than one away, which I did.
And that's how it works,
Right,
that's how
right.
it works.
So now, giveaways are a good thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So now
Mhm.
is Facebook or social media, has that become your main marketing source, or what other things are you doing to market the business?
Well, you know me, I like to talk, so I go out and see people. I do just a lot of social media. I do Instagram, I have Twitter, I have LinkedIn.
Yep.
So I'm always posting on all of them.
Okay.
And
yeah, that's fantastic.
The radios, Monroe County Radio and 98.3, I was live in 98.3 this morning also.
Oh, nice.
To do, hey, you gotta take every opportunity you can.
Yep, absolutely. And so let's switch gears again. So now Mother's Day is coming up.
Yes.
And that's a big time. I know, me, again, I'm not a very good, I don't do gifts very well. So I'm probably just going to buy my mom some flowers. But what specials are you running? Are you doing anything? I know you have, I think I saw you were doing curbside delivery. You're doing the contactless delivery. What else do you have happening?
Well, I'm restructuring my store, okay, and we will be having a drive-up service.
Nice. Now, so how is that going to work?
Well, I have a garage door on each side of this building. You come in, you go out. Yep.
That is awesome.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. It's a lot of work right now, but you know what? I want to be safe. Okay. I'm going to have, they're going to come in. They don't get out of their vehicle. They've either ordered it or they're picking out a hanging basket or whatever, I have outside. And, I'll have a mask on with gloves and right there.
Wow. Now, are you going to have any helpers with you? I mean, now, do you have a number of employees?
I do.
Okay. How many people do you employ right now?
Well, I have actually 3 part-time people.
Okay.
That's, and then I do have, my kids come in and help me, my grandkids, so. Okay. And I have friends, I have friends who, hey, let me help you. So I'm like, yes.
So I mean, so COVID didn't really affect your workforce or any of your employees or anything like that.
Well, no, my employees were not here.
Okay.
Until, when we got the okay to do this. My employees were not here. I made a lot of arrangements,
Yeah.
Because, I had to keep them safe as well.
Oh, so absolutely.
I had to be mindful about all that stuff. And, we want to be careful what we do and all that. So, but we're going to have a lot of great things,
That's awesome.
And the thing of it is that the stuff that I'll have here is the hanging baskets, the patio pots, and those sort of things are not ones that you'll buy anywhere else. Okay. I try to be different. Yeah. So, and I'm hoping that my truck comes in that'll have a few daisy trees. Those are pretty cool. So.
Nice. And so even right now though, people could call and do a custom order. They could, and so when are you doing a cutoff? Are you going to let people call in to a certain time and then cut it off? Or are you just going to, whoever shows up, we're going to have whatever we have and sell out?
Well, the one thing, flowers are still a little iffy. Okay. I have a huge order placed and chances are I'll probably get it. But we never know. We don't know when they're going to, just cut things off because remember, most of our flowers do not come from the United States.
Wow.
they come from different countries, and what are you going to do? They're all shipped into Miami, and then they got to get them to all the people around here. So
Wow. You know what? I didn't realize that either.
yeah,
I guess I just assumed that most of the flower, because, we have some pretty big greenhouses, like just right here in Carlton. What is there, Four
we do.
Star? And
Right, but they're plants.
okay.
They don't grow roses or carnations or any of that stuff. So, there's a lot of stuff comes from Canada, and that's been no problem to get across the borders. But you've got Ecuador and things like that where they're grown.
Wow. You know what? I'm learning a lot today.
That's the thing. I hear people go, "Oh, it must be so much fun to work in a florist." You know what? It is a lot of fun to work in a florist, but it's also crazy to work in a florist because there's so many different things.
Now, is this the hardest time of the year to get stuff, or is it like this all year round, or is it just because of COVID?
It's just because of COVID. Normally I don't have any trouble.
Okay.
Normally, a month ago I would have had flowers ordered, and we would have known what we were going to have and everything. And remember, places closed up, and suppliers weren't open, and all these things, and so you couldn't make those calls.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Now we're just,
but it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge.
It's crazy what COVID did to us. I mean, it's put a lot of things to places. I mean, you would have never thought.
Right.
And
now, let me ask you this. So you came out to my place and you hung some bows of hope. And then I saw that you were actually, you had posted something saying you had more bows for people to pick up and things like that. Like, how did that whole thing get started? Because I know I saw Chip Williams talking about it, and then somebody posted, they tagged me on it, and I said, "Hey, Deb, can I get some bows? I don't even know where to get bows."
Well, everybody wants to, to support the frontline people,
Right.
and so and I'm not sure where Bows of Hope came from, but there's, this area was white, other ones were blue. They had different colors in different places. So I just went up to, or I had a bunch of ribbon here at one point. And so people were asking me for bows. And so I was just making them, giving them out, And then I posted it on Facebook, and I've made I think I've made almost 300 bows now.
Oh, my word. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
and you know what? It's actually been a real blessing. So let me ask you, last thing I'm going to ask you, and then I'm going to ask you for one ask. If somebody wanted to buy a gift card or even, buy an arrangement for a frontline responder or, a first responder, do you have a system set up where they could do that if they wanted to?
Yes. But they just call in and I just take care of it.
And then you can deliver those contact free and everything else, or you can deliver the gift card, and when they want to use it, they can use it later on.
Yes.
All right. So this is the part of the show where I usually ask, so what is one ask that you want to get from the community? What's one thing the community could do for you to help continue to boost your business?
Gosh. I'm very community oriented. Okay. And this community has been fantastic to me in all of my years. All I could think of is just please keep sending flowers.
Yeah.
Because it's a good thing, whether it be for a funeral, a birthday, an anniversary. They just, it's about smiles and comfort.
Yeah. And you know what? You really are a big presence in our community. And it's, I haven't known you for very long. Maybe I know I've really gotten to know you in probably the last year, to be honest. And, everybody that I talk to has nothing but great things to say about you. And then all the work that you're doing downtown, you have been so vocal in promoting the downtown area. And, I hate to say that you're not part of downtown. You are, because you live downtown.
I live there. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But your shop is just off of downtown. You're right by, what is it, the what do you call it? Victory Lane?
Right. Stewart Monroe Street here. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
so you're not really connected to downtown from a business perspective. I mean, you are and you aren't because you're just outside. But
Right.
you live downtown, and
Right.
you have been extremely vocal in really trying to revitalize the downtown district.
Right.
Yeah,
I try to. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I'm
I
on
mean,
the
because
DDA. Okay,
I
I'm
was
on the
just gonna
DDA.
say,
I belong to the Kiwanis Club of Monroe. That's a great service organization, and also a member of Ducks Unlimited. So, I mean, I just try to be out there. You got to take care of
yeah.
your community.
Well,
So,
you know what? I appreciate it. I know you're busy. I don't want to take up any more of your time. I'm going to ask the community to continue to share your posts. I'm going to ask the community to continue to, share the pictures. If somebody gets a bouquet, take a photo of it, tag your business, post
yeah.
it out to your friends. And then, of course, if you're out there and you're watching this and you just can't think of a good gift, you're a horrible gift giver like I am.
Hmm.
Reach out to Deb because she can put some beautiful things together for you. Trust me.
Well,
So
it's like I said, I'm big on shop local.
yes,
I eat at almost all the local restaurants. I'm pretty faithful.
yeah. Well,
So,
I see you downtown in our place quite a bit, and
yeah, well,
I
yeah,
love when you check in. I love seeing that you checked in. A lot of times I don't have time to come out of the kitchen, but
right.
I love seeing that that you've checked in and done some stuff like that. So.
Well, I'll be glad when we can get back into the restaurants because, this takeout stuff.
You know what? It was tough on us, and it's still tough on us, but
Mhm. Oh,
it
yeah.
is what it is. You switch gears, and I love hearing you say, and I made this point last week. I think the people that are going to survive this are the people that can innovate. And hearing you say, hey, I've got 2 garage doors on either side of this place. We're going to open them up, and we're going to do a drive-through event. Hearing you say, hey, if there's somebody that can show me how to add a buy now button to my Facebook page, bring that person in. I want to know how to do that.
Right.
Again,
Right.
I think the businesses that are going to survive this and move on are the ones that can innovate. And that's what it's all about,
Well, I think this COVID's going to be with us for a while, and we may have to find different ways of making it happen. The website is a big thing, Facebook, all the social media, but we're going to have to find different ways.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely correct. I think social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, I mean, all of them. I mean, they put you in such an impactful audience where
Right.
you're actually in real time dealing with people, right at that, right in the moment.
Right.
And so, I mean, I think if you're not on social media, if you haven't truly embraced it as part of your marketing strategy, same
Right.
thing. I mean, you're just missing the boat, and you're doing a tremendous job. Trust me. Leandra looked at your stuff and she was like, wow, I love her, her web page, her Facebook page. I love it. And like I said, she had a couple of things. And so I'm going to text her when we get off the phone, and I'm going to say, hey, get a hold of Deb and see if there's something you guys can do to work together.
Chuck from Monroe Lock and Safe, the all is small and, offer small and all that. And I got the pink signs in the front of my building. I do. They
Nice.
look really cool. And so, this week, Mother's Day is coming up, 10 days. And
Yep.
there's going to be a lot of stuff sitting out here, and you'll be seeing me all over Facebook.
Nice.
So, but
Well, Deb, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day. Thank you so much. This is going to be on Monday morning, and we're going to blast it all week long. So this way, everybody will get an opportunity to kind of, hear about your business. Hopefully, we boost some sales for you. Hopefully, we boost your business. And again, if somebody's looking for an easy Mother's Day gift, listen to me. Don't try to overthink it. Send some flowers.
Send flowers. Yeah. But I gotta say, I really like that you're doing this. When I saw the first one with you and Becky, I called Michelle up and I'm like, oh my God, I love that. I love it. it's so great to take, for you to interview all these small business owners, because it really is going to get their name out there.
Absolutely.
And, I think it's important, and, kudos to you for doing it. And I think it's great. And,
Well, thank you so much.
We've been on the radio a few times together over there. And, we got a lot to share, as far as, being small, and we got it going on.
Well, you know what? I like what Kurt Quattro said, and I'll leave you with this. When I was talking to Kurt last week, he made the comment that he said, you know what? If we all can work together, we'll be just as big as the big box guys.
Absolutely.
We can compete with them. We can go toe to toe with the big box guys. And I truly believe that, because I think, look, here's the beautiful thing about, like, even with your business and my restaurant downtown, think about giving your mom a gift certificate to dinner, and then treating her to some flowers. And then maybe you go to one of the salons downtown, and we've got a couple of really good ones, Salon B, Studio, I think it's Studio 23, and then taking her to the Brown Bag Boutique or Sophie Stella. You know what I mean? There's so much that people can do in this town to really create an experience for their wife, their mom, their daughters, to really teach them, how they should be treated and things like that. So, to me, this is just a really, really fun, exciting thing to be a part of. So thank you for recognizing that.
Oh yeah, I think it's great. And, it's all for small, that.
That's right. All right. Well, listen, you go back to being busy. I'm going to go back to being busy. I appreciate you taking the time.
All right. Thanks a lot. We'll be seeing you.
All right. We'll see you soon. Thank you. About Debs for a second. Did you get a chance to look at their Facebook page?
I did. And I don't know if Deb's watching this, but she sent me a friend request. So I don't know if you two had a conversation, which I love it. Hi, Deb. I think it's awesome. One thing that I think is fun is, I know we've only talked about two businesses, but since I'm from Monroe, I have experience with pretty much all these brands and businesses that we're talking about from a consumer standpoint, which has really been fun. And you and I have talked about it, different businesses. And, I've always started from this consumer standpoint, but I am a social media marketer. But now having the opportunity to kind of use the education and the things that I've picked up to help other businesses is really fun. But I'm bringing that consumer standpoint in because I have ordered flowers from Debs. And in fact, my boyfriend is from Commerce, and he called Debs, and that's where he orders flowers for me when he's having flowers delivered. So I think that's
nice. Awesome. That's awesome. Way to go, Rick. See, I knew I like that guy.
Go, Rick. I'm not sure how he found it. So I think he did, you've met Rick, PhD in psychology, brilliant man, smart man. Him and his Googling capabilities, I'm very proud that he found Debs. That's all. Very, very smart man. So yeah, Debs Flowers. I think this is great timing. Mother's Day is coming up. There's a huge opportunity there. This is the weirdest Mother's Day, I mean, I don't know about other people's families, but for mine, it's a big celebration. We all get together. And so not being able to do that this year is going to be really strange.
Well, and so yes, this is going to be a very, very strange Mother's Day. And then of course my wife is out in California. So this is going to be a very strange Mother's Day.
Yeah. And thank goodness for flowers. I mean,
yes.
I mean, truly, I love getting flowers. I love giving flowers, I think, more than I like getting them personally. Gosh, Deb's ordering system on her website is so easy. I really love that she has everything broken down by category. And so whatever the occasion is, there's images of all of these bouquets that you can get. I actually have been into Deb's and had a custom arrangement made for some police officers in Monroe. I had some delivered to the station, and so they helped do with the blue ribbon, and it was really, really beautiful. And so
That's awesome.
yeah, the customization, so easy. I love it too. So when you talked about how, Debs, we want to talk about them, immediately I thought Mother's Day and how much fun that we can talk about this today with such an exciting holiday coming up for them. That's like a flower giving holiday coming up. And so, I was just thinking about different campaigns, and while of course selling the flowers, and I'm sure main goal is flower orders, is a main goal, but we were talking about before that you don't always have to post about your business for results. And so, I was thinking about that mom advice and the things moms say, or mom figures, that some advice that has trickled down. And I was thinking about, what a fun campaign that could be for a flower shop, is an engagement post asking that question, like what's some mom advice? How much fun would that be? Some mom advice would be awesome, but also e-cards. I'm thinking about gratitude, and that's when you're giving flowers. It could be gratitude or sympathy, but an e-card would be awesome. It could be comment, somebody that you would want to share this with. And,
Yes.
That could be fun. And again, that's more the awareness of getting people that might not be familiar with Debs in Monroe becoming familiar. An e-card and share, comment somebody, more people are going to be knowing about your business. So those were my two first harebrained thoughts. I got excited.
Well, I have to tell you, I love the mom advice. And the reason why I love that is because, that can go a couple different ways. So you could have, daughters posting, here's some advice that I got from my mom. And then you could have those same women posting, here's some advice I'd like to give my children. You know what I mean? You're right. It could go a million different ways. And I know my mom, was the huge Christian influence in our household. My mom has just been an absolute prayer warrior for, my brothers, my dad, the whole family. My mom's always been that kind of person. And you want to talk about some great conversations, great advice. I grew up cooking with my mom in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And so the conversations that we have had, I love that idea of what is some mom advice that you've gotten that you'd like to share. I think that's killer. Yeah. That is a beautiful idea.
I just think that could be a fun campaign. No, it's not necessarily about flowers, but when I look at Deb's presence on Facebook, it's that gratitude. It's showing up for somebody, especially during this time of COVID when you want to be there for somebody, but you can't be there physically. Gratitude. And that's something that her business is going to serve that purpose of how to just be.
And you know what? I like something else you just said too. I mean, I think flowers are so unique.
Yeah.
And it's such a unique product because flowers and food, they're the two things that I don't care what mood you're in, they make you happy. I think flowers and food, have that impact on people. It really does.
It's the little things showing up for somebody that really mean the most, and especially during this. And so,
yeah.
Some people are naturally really good gift givers. My mom is one of those people. It's a talent. I really do. Believe it's one of her talents. She just is great at that. Other people, not so much. Their talents lie otherwise, and gift giving is hard. And I think, or it doesn't come. I don't want to say it doesn't come naturally or first and foremost, but that's just how some people are, and that's okay. And so I think what Deb's Facebook page can do and does is, here's a really easy but thoughtful way to say thank you to somebody. And I think it's good for those gift givers, those people that are talented, and also people that struggle with how to say thank you.
I'm one of those people that's not a very good gift giver. So I love giving flowers because, again, I think food and flowers put a smile on just about anyone's face.
Yeah.
So, when I have to give my wife a gift, it's like, flowers. I'll
Yeah.
send a bouquet.
And when Rick sends me flowers, which gifts are something that he struggles with, but one thing that I love, and he's good at it, like he works really hard, but one thing that I love is when he orders flowers, and he does it often, it's the time. You were thinking about me and you did an action.
Yeah.
Whether it be he called Deb and Deb did all the work of designing them, he took the time to think of me and call. And that's what matters. And so I think flowers are just amazing. And especially right now, Deb's offering contactless delivery, which is awesome during this time, so we can all stay safe and get through this. So I was looking at the Facebook page, and I think some of the things that she's doing great is she's showing up. She's doing Facebook Lives. She's posting. There's Deb Floral has a presence, and I'm just pulling up her page and kind of looking at it as well. And so, yeah, first thing I thought of was this whole engagement idea. And then I was thinking about the education piece as well. Somebody commented on one of her Facebook posts and put a picture of a dead flower. I don't know. I know I like sunflowers, and that's about all the flower types I know. And so I don't even know what kind of flower it was, but somebody posted a picture. It was a dead flower. I know that much, and said, why did this happen? And so she commented back and from the brand page and said, oh, it's too cold for that type of flower. And I was like, oh, I didn't really know that some flowers die if it's going to be too cold. I mean, I just don't know. So I was thinking, wow, she has this huge opportunity for education on Deb's page, just from an overall standpoint of, maybe here's some potted plants we offer, and here's the pros of having plants in your home. Again, back to the air quality or allergy control. And also maybe here's ways to prolong your cut flowers that you received. So some of these education posts where, again, it's not selling, but it's also serving a purpose, I think would be awesome. I did see that she recently in March did a share for a free bouquet, and the engagement on that was awesome compared to the rest of the posts. And so I think that's great. That share was such a good idea, and then sweeten the pot to get a reaction was brilliant. So I think that was really awesome. We talked about kind of the e-cards and how somebody asked about the plant. Oh, and then when I was looking at the website, I saw that I was able to filter and look at bouquets based on modern or traditional. And so I think that could also transition into awesome social content. And it could be back to that posting 2 bouquets, A and B, and asking people which one they are.
Yeah, which one they prefer. No, I like that. And I love the education piece. I like where you're going with that. You're right. Deb has such a presence here in Monroe that I think, her voice is so large that if she had an opportunity to do even like a once a month, here's the best way to cut, here's the best way to prolong the life. It's springtime. These are the flowers that you should be planting or keeping outside, or it's coming into fall. This is the time when you should be bringing them in. If she did some educational things like that, I think it would just, again, you're right. It's not a sale. I'm not asking you to buy anything, but I'm showing you something and creating some great content that you can share. And guess what? I'm going to be top of mind. It's just that layered approach to marketing.
Yeah. And I think showing the product, so I was, she has some posts about how Mother's Day is coming, and very clearly there's a link, which I love, because put a link in your Facebook post if you want people to click. I mean, that's just I love that. I was really easy able to go to her website and order. Oh my gosh, the Tranquil bouquet, I found it on the website. I think the opportunity to show some of these arrangements that you're able to purchase on the Facebook page is tremendous. And this might go into next time. There's a way to link sales into your Facebook page where people could actually purchase through Facebook, which I think is also might be an opportunity. This gets a little technical. You have to use a product feed, and it gets technical in this aspect, but it's something that if her and I were sitting one-to-one, I might ask some of those back end questions, because I think that is an opportunity. And there's a little bit of skill there to set that up. But man, a one-click buy right from the Facebook page would be awesome for her. But so these are just some of the things I thought about Debs. The education piece really just stuck out to me. And also thinking about the purpose, being there for somebody, and really easily on the Facebook page, seeing some of the options that she offers. I don't know where the images came from on her website, but they are beautiful, high quality images. And I know from personal experience, that's what you get. You receive that as well. And then,
right.
The last thing is UGC, that user generated content. When Rick sends me flowers, the first thing I do is I take a picture so that he can see it, and I might send it to him. I might post it on Facebook, and so maybe it's a hashtag strategy for Debs, where share your arrangement using this hashtag, and that hashtag will be really easy for her to go and find the photos as well. But I think collecting some UGC from Debs, absolutely, that's some low-hanging fruit, because you don't really have to push people to take pictures of the flowers they received. That's coming pretty naturally. So that's something we can easily grab and work with.
Yeah, and I liked what you talked about, even going back to last week. You had mentioned, doing something similar to that with the hashtag campaign, and maybe they get $5 off. You go through kind of like what Eureka Eatery and we discussed on them. Look, if 5 people share it, or if you share it at random, I'm going to pick whoever shared it, and I might give you a $5 off coupon, or I might send you a message, bring this in for $5 off, or $10 off, whatever the case may be. In the grand scheme of things, that's very, very, very inexpensive marketing. Very,
right.
Very inexpensive. If I have to give $10 in product, basically, or $5 off, or even a percentage off, for it to be shared hundreds, or, for that content to get out there to 1,000 or 1,500 people, and I paid $10 for it.
Worth it.
And that's worth it. I would say that's definitely worth it.
Yeah. But no, I think that's a great idea. That goes back into the surprise and delight conversation as well.
Yeah.
Just things from a business owner, just showing your consumers that you care. And then you're top of mind for somebody, and an occasion comes up and you're thinking, yes, flowers, because Debs is remaining top of mind and in their brain.
Yeah.
Which is great. Something you want as a business, people to be thinking about you.
You know what? You're right. I mean, and like you said, it goes back to that UGC, right? I mean, when you can have people working for you, and you're not having to work as hard. I mean, and that's the thing that I love about social media marketing. And I touched on it last week about, when you look at the impressions and you look at the cost involved, you cannot beat Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I mean, you can't beat that social aspect of marketing. It just, it's so inexpensive. And when you're doing it organically like this, and you have an opportunity to have your users generate, content for you, and they're pushing things for you, oh man, that's a win-win. I mean, all the way around,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you hear the term brand ambassador or social influencers. You know, this is another segment that we can talk about. But really kind of fueling these UGC campaigns, you're finding your brand ambassadors, you're creating brand ambassadors. You know, you might even field out an influencer, if you will, while doing things like that. And it comes back to, again, if I don't know your brand, but my friend tried out your brand, I'm going to trust what my friend says more.
Right.
They have some clout. So I think that's great. But Debs is doing awesome. And with Mother's Day coming up, how fun. What a huge, tremendous opportunity coming up to do some fun things, especially in this really weird type of Mother's Day situation. I think the e-card would be a lot of fun too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? So I'll tell you what, here's where we're going to cut it off. I know you have a busy day. And so I want to thank you once again for all the comments, all the insight. Next week, we're going to dig a little bit deeper, and we're actually going to talk about Brown Bag Boutique, which I know is a favorite of yours.
It is.
You and I talked about it, and you were like, I remember doing a pop-up thing in their basement and buying clothes in their basement. And,
yes.
you know, so I'm excited. I was excited to speak to Sally. You know, she's a ball of energy too. And I love their space downtown, and I can't wait to,
so cute.
You know, it really is. And, you know, the exposed brick and just the way they set it up, it's just such a super cool, trendy space. So I can't wait to dissect their social media, Facebook page and things like that. And I can't wait to just sit down and talk about them, but you know, we'll dive into that next week. And so I want to say thank you so much for taking the time. And, I look forward to doing this again.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, and I'll talk to you next week.
All right. We'll see you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.